Right now, your brain's running a silent auction for your attention. Dopamine is the auctioneer. And guess what? You're losing every bid. Every scroll, snack, and one more episode trains your brain to chase the next easy high instead of anything that actually matters. But here's the plot twist. You can flip that script. You can make your brain crave effort, the same way it craves sugar and notifications. It's not motivation. It's neuroscience. Deep inside your skull, the nucleus accumbens decides what feels worth doing. And it doesn't care about goals. It only cares about dopamine. When you stop feeding it junk, overstimulation, fast pleasure, empty rewards, it panics. Then it resets. And suddenly, things like reading, creating, working out start hitting the same circuits TikTok once did. That's when discipline stops feeling like punishment and starts feeling like power. Why you get stuck. Your brain didn't evolve for this world. It was designed for one where food was scarce, danger was everywhere, and survival depended on noticing every rustle in the bushes. Now it's sitting under fluorescent lighting trying to answer Slack messages and pretend that email counts as hunting. In that old world, dopamine was your internal GPS, guiding you toward survival rewards, food, connection, safety, status. But in the modern world, that same GPS has no idea what to do with an infinite buffet of cheap dopamine. Likes, alerts, deliveries, and distractions on demand. Dopamine isn't pleasure itself. It's the anticipation of pleasure. It's that micro spark you feel when your phone buzzes. It's the whisper that says, something good might be coming. Better check. The problem is that it doesn't care if the something good is fulfilling or just stimulating. Building a business and binge-watching a show both use the same circuit, but only one builds your life. The other just burns your time. And when you flood that circuit too often, the brain adapts. The reward center starts ghosting your calls. Your baseline dopamine drops, so now everything feels dull unless it's extreme. Suddenly, working out feels impossible. Reading feels exhausting. Thinking feels like running through quicksand. Your biology is innocent. It's trying to save energy. But your environment? It's a dopamine casino designed to keep you playing. Every scroll, every swipe, every little red badge is a slot machine handle. You think you're in control, but you're not the player. You're the prize. And that's why your motivation feels broken. It isn't. It's just been hijacked. The science-backed way out. Reclaiming your brain doesn't mean deleting all joy or living in a cabin with no Wi-Fi. It means retraining your brain to recognize earned dopamine, the kind that comes from progress, not passivity. Let's break it down step by step. Step 1. Spot the traps. The first step is awareness, because most dopamine traps disguise themselves as productivity. Checking your inbox feels responsible. Scrolling finance TikTok feels educational. But your brain doesn't know the difference between reading an academic paper and doom-scrolling memes about procrastination. All it sees is stimulation, bright colors, novelty, fast feedback. Start labeling your triggers. If something gives you a small hit without moving your life forward, flag it. The hardest part is admitting that most of what steals your focus doesn't look evil. It looks entertaining. Step 2. Create a scarcity crash. Now comes the reset. Cut out the cheap hits for 3 to 7 days. Caffeine, sugar, social media, background noise. Don't overthink it. This isn't a monk retreat. It's a hard reset. The first few days will feel like static in your head. Your brain will beg for stimulation. You'll find yourself opening the fridge for no reason, or scrolling your own camera roll just to feel something. That's withdrawal, not weakness. During this phase, your dopamine receptors are recalibrating. You're starving the auctioneer. And when it runs out of junk bids, it starts valuing real effort again. Step 3. Expect chaos. You'll be restless, irritable, maybe even a little existential. The silence will feel too loud. That's the detox, your brain relearning what to do when it isn't constantly entertained. Here's the irony. Boredom is your brain's reboot screen. When you stop flooding it with novelty, the default mode network, the part that handles creativity and introspection, finally wakes up. That's why your best ideas hit in the shower or during a walk, not while you're scrolling. Step 4. Replace the hits. Now that you've cleared the junk, it's time to reintroduce real fuel. Reading, walking, journaling, creating. These are the slow burn rewards. They don't spike dopamine instantly. They drip it over time. At first, they'll feel bland. That's because your brain's used to fireworks. Now it's watching candles. But stay consistent, and the candlelight starts to feel warm again. That's when delayed gratification starts paying dividends. Each time you choose a slower reward, you reinforce the neural link between effort and satisfaction. It's like telling your brain, hey, this work thing, this is what winning feels like now. Step 5. Rewire the map. This is where real change happens. Your nucleus accumbens, that little bundle of neurons behind your eyes, starts rerouting pleasure to effort. It's building a new map. Work arrow, progress arrow, reward. That's why, over time, productive habits start to feel addictive. Writers chase flow states. Runners chase the endorphin rush. Builders chase momentum. It's the same dopamine, just earned, not stolen. And here's the wild part. Your brain loves earned dopamine more. The deeper the effort, the stronger the release. That's why you feel more alive after a hard workout than after a lazy scroll. Step 6. Engineer your environment. Your willpower is overrated. Even neuroscientists don't rely on it. They rely on design. Make good choices easy and bad ones inconvenient. Delete apps, log out of accounts, hide the cookies. Keep books on your desk, not your phone. Lay out your gym clothes the night before and put the remote in another room. Because your brain's default isn't what's best, it's what's nearest. If effort requires fewer steps, you'll start choosing it automatically. Step 7. Repeat until autopilot. Every repetition is like strength training for your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain that regulates impulse control. Each time you resist the easy thing, that muscle thickens. Eventually, your default state becomes focus, not distraction. This is the inflection point where discipline stops being effort and becomes identity. The same way you don't think twice about brushing your teeth, you'll stop negotiating with yourself about doing the work. It just becomes who you are. Cliffhanger ending. Your brain is a profit-seeking algorithm. Its entire operating system is built on one formula: maximize dopamine, minimize effort. The problem is, most people never realize they can rewrite that formula. They think motivation is a feeling when it's really a feedback loop. Each time you resist a quick hit, you weaken the old wiring. Each time you choose effort, you reinforce the new one. Over time, your brain stops craving the hit and starts craving the hustle. And that's the paradox. Discipline doesn't come from fighting your nature. It comes from training it. Eventually, the things that used to feel impossible become magnetic. Focus becomes flow. Work feels rewarding. The noise quiets down because your brain doesn't care what it craves, only what you teach it to crave. And when you make effort addictive, that's when you stop chasing dopamine and start directing it. So next time your willpower feels weak, remember, it's not a moral failure. It's math. And the good news? You can change the equation.